Welcome back to Magic Tarot Cards. It's Jasmine. Here is your P-Diddy update that everyone's been asking me about, and the one I said I was going to do. We're going to shuffle and see what comes in for him. And don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Text me for the personal reading if you want a $10 special. The number's down below, and I'll get back at you. Don't forget this channel is branded. If you use my content without my permission, you will be prosecuted, plain and simple. All right, that's it. Troll, your door's on the left. All right, let's see what's coming in for Diddy. What's next for Diddy, P. Diddy, the person that's in prison as of right now. See what's coming in for Diddy. I'm seeing the Hierophant right now, and the Hierophant's in the reverse, so in the upright, this represents when someone has gone up on the hill alone, trying to think about their next step or what they want to do, but they have the light to light their way. So that means that there's still some hope. But then in the reverse, it means that all hope is gone, that they're in a very dark place mentally. They can't think about the stuff no more. They've used all their resources. They're like, okay, I don't know what else to do now. I've done everything I could, but nothing seems to be working. I'm in the dark. I feel in the dark. So he very much feels in the dark in his thoughts because he has exhausted everything. He's tried to get out of jail 1,000 times, or at least 5 anyway. But nothing is working. And remember, don't forget, y'all, everything I say here is alleged. This is a tarot card reading, is alleged, but I'm never wrong. So there you go. I have 40 years experience. I am a psychic medium. I'm not just a tarot card reader. I don't use marked fake cards here. I use real cards and I read the real card. Okay. So with that being said, he's in a very dark place right now. He's in his mind. He's thinking that there's no hope left. He's like, the light has gone out. So he's just in a dark place. What else do you see for Diddy? Coming up for Diddy. He's waiting on help. See, these are 2 cards waiting on help. This is, the 2 of Wands is literally waiting to see. He's watching the world, waiting to see what's out there, who's coming in. This is the 3 of Wands representing the ships are sailing in. So, excuse me, he does have help, and the help is from his attorneys, okay? When and if these ships sail in for him, it might turn things around, but for the most part, it doesn't look like it's really helping him, because this is what, he's been in jail for a long time. You know, he's gotten denied all his bails. Now, here's the thing. People were freaking out when they dismissed that RICO thing, and they were like, oh no, he's getting out, blah, 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 blah. And they were contacting me. No, he's not getting out. Just because they didn't find him guilty of that doesn't mean he's not guilty of other stuff. He's got so much piled on him, allegedly piled on him, that they're charging him for other stuff. And even if they don't charge him for that, then new things will pop up. There'll always be something that pops up because he has 20 years of doing stuff. Okay? And the more time he spends in there, the people that he offended in the past get braver and braver, so they start popping up, saying, look, he did this to me 15 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. They get brave. Now that he's locked up, they feel more confident, so they start coming out of the woodwork saying, okay, I want to tell the truth now. So there'll always be someone that tells on him. There'll always be something that pops up because there's a whole lot there. You know, there's a whole lot. 20-something years worth of hurting people. Are you kidding? He's got some karma to pay. All right, so here we have the 3 of Swords that fell out. This is when someone breaks your heart, hurts your heart. In the upright, this is third-party cheating and stabbing someone in the back. And I feel like this is like Cassie. When he used to do all kinds of stuff to her, you know, break her heart and cheat on her and, you know, all the stuff that he did to her, allegedly. But now it's in the reverse, so I see apologies coming. I kind of feel like he'll try to apologize again. I know he's already done one apology and it was kind of fake. But I also see that his attorneys will advise him on it. And they'll say, you know, maybe you need to make another apology video. Maybe it'll help, you know, the judge see you in a different way or something like that. So maybe he might be making another apology video or just an apology to everybody, not just her, but everyone that he affected. But even so, the judges aren't going to, he can make as many apologies as he wants to. The judges aren't going to change their mind. Allegedly, they think that he is, not safe to be out in the world. He's a threat to society and to himself at that. So, yeah, it doesn't matter how many apologies he gives out there. It's not going to change anything. That's what I see. Okay, but I do feel like the lawyers advise him to do that. Now, whether if he will or not, you know, he might do that. Let me keep shuffling. Show me what else is coming up for P-Diddy, the man that's in jail for all the crimes that he committed. I mean, this man, oh my God, what was he thinking? And honestly, you know, I never really give my opinion, but honestly, it just blows my mind every time I hear stories of all the stuff he's done. I'm like, geez. You know, so this is him again. This is him again losing hope when the hope is all lost. But I'm seeing his family members feel the same way. This is when you lose something. This is the man hanging his head in the upright. He's depressed. Black is depression, and he's lost loved ones. So he's hanging his head thinking, oh, I'm sad, you know, I lost this. But there's two cups standing behind him, meaning hope is not all lost. But now it's in the reverse. I felt for him in the reverse. That means hope is lost. He feels like he's not ever going to see his family again, that all his loved ones are gone. I mean, they're still out there, but he feels like he's never going to be with them again, like in person, communicating with them and all that. So he's in a very depressed state. He's in a real dark place right now, mentally and emotionally. He's in a very dark place in his mind. So this is how he feels. You know, I've lost my family. I've lost my home. I've lost this, that, and that. So, yeah, a very dark place for him. What else do you see coming in for Diddy? Yeah, see, no balance in his life. Balance is gone. He's in turbulence. This is when you're finding balance. You got one foot in water, which is very turbulent, and then one foot on the green, which is peace and calm. And the lady's trying, or the person is trying to pour one vial of water here and one here, trying to balance life out. So when it's in the upright, you are balanced or trying to find balance. But in the reverse, there's no balance. You can't find that balance. No matter what you do, your balance is thrown off, and that's what I see for him. He's carrying a very heavy burden right now. So this is the Ten of Wands. You see how the man is bent over. He's carrying these wands, very heavy burden. These represent everything he has done, everything in his life, and more people. I'm seeing hands sticking out like this. Give me money, give me money, give me money. That's the attorneys wanting more money, wanting more money. So his burden is very heavy burden. Right here, there is love loss again. No more love for him, no more marriage, no more love, no more anything. Not that he was married or whatever, but there's nothing left for him that's coming at him as far as love is concerned. He's not going to have a female that wants him. I don't think any female on this earth wants him right now. Or there will not be no marriage for him. Because this is the ultimate card of marriage in the upright. See, you have the rainbow here. The family is celebrating because they're married. They have children. They have a beautiful life. But in the reverse, it means just complete opposite. There's no marriage for him coming. There's no woman coming for him. There's no love coming for him. So that's how he feels. He feels like, I'm not going to have any more women. I'm not going to have, any more, nothing. So there he is again, very much depressed. This is depression, sadness, in jail. This is jail time. When someone's in jail, there's the bars, very depressed, in jail, lost. He wants a new beginning, but it's just not happening. White is new beginning. It's just not happening for him. Very sad, very depressed. So, again, white represents new beginning, but it does not come from him. But for him, it fell in the past. So, in the past, sometimes this could mean release of prison or just accepting the situation, He's not getting out anytime soon, because this could mean you get out of prison, but depending on your situation and who you are. So, I'm feeling that he's gotten used to the idea of being in jail. He sees that he might not be getting out. He hopes to be getting out. He hopes that somehow something will turn around for him, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. The least amount of time I see him getting is 4 years, and the most amount of time I've seen him getting is anywhere from 20 to 30 years, depending on the judge. I know the judge is very upset with him, very not happy. I don't feel like this judge will fold. You can't make him fold one way or the other. Yeah, so they actually need to stick with this judge and, do the right thing, because allegedly he has hurt a lot of people, and karma always comes back. It doesn't matter who you are in this lifetime. You can be a rich man, poor man, popular, unpopular. If you're out there hurting people, harassing people, doing stuff, you're gonna pay one way or the other. It catches up to you. Karma catches up to you. Took him 20 years for it to catch up to him, but it finally did. And there's living proof right there that karma does come around. So he has hopes of getting out, but I just don't see it happening for him. What else do we see for Diddy? And his money is getting low. See, this is the Ace of Pentacles, when the hand of the universe is handing you this giant coin money, and it's inside the Garden of Eden. That means everything's great and beautiful, but there's no more money for him. I mean, he's got billions, right? But he's not making any. So what he does have is dwindling down. There's no more opportunity to make money. And even if he were to get out, nobody would endorse him for anything. Okay, nobody. There wouldn't be any company or anybody calling him out for, hey, I want to pay you for this or pay you for that. It's just not going to happen. And he knows that too. So that is very depressing for him. That, even if he were to get released, very depressing. Now, there's the SEX card. No more SEX for him, other than what he might be having in the prison, allegedly. And there's the end. There's transformation. Now, this can mean two things. This can mean transforming out of a toxic situation, or transforming something that leads to this right here. Okay, I'm not going to say the word out loud. And I predicted in one of my videos that, I think the very first video that I made, I predicted that he would end up like this in the jail cell, because I kind of feel like he would take his own life once they sentence him, that eventually he would take his own life, because he can't see himself in prison for 20 to 30 years. Like, that would be too much for him mentally. So I feel like he would end up like that later on. This is the card of defense. When you're constantly defending yourself, people are poking up at you and you're poking down. So he's very defensive right now. He's still fighting for that peace and calm. Green represents peace and calm, and blue is deep thought. So he's in very much deep thought and constantly defend. So he's been in the defense mode for a long time now, defending myself, which is getting really old for him. I see that he's not using his head to think with. This is the card, the High Priestess, your card of intuition. So she tells you, hey, you need to use your head over your heart. Okay, so when it's in the upright, that represents you're thinking with your brain. You're thinking right. But in the reverse, you're thinking more with your heart, which is the heart is treacherous and leads you astray. So he's thinking more with his heart, like going by his feelings and stuff like that, which is not good for him. He needs to use logic, okay? If anything, he needs to, in his place right now, what would benefit, which is probably never going to happen, but what would benefit him is to, be sorry for real, admit the truth, and not that he's ever going to do that, because most likely that will never happen. But for him, if he wants to survive the second life, because we have this life and then we have the afterlife, if he wants to not end up in a very dark place, then he needs to, do something. Now, who's to say he hasn't talked to God about it? But I don't see that, because even now he's saying he's innocent, he hasn't done this, he hasn't done that. Okay, if you were to pass away at that frame of mind, where do you think you're going to end up? You're not going to end up in a very high place. You have levels. You have levels. Heaven is levels. A lot of people don't know that, but there's levels. Okay, I'm going to show you an illustration here. I got a picture up here. I'm going to show you an illustration. See, he's not moving. He's stuck in stagnation. The High Priestess is when you're moving up and out into a higher phase for your life, which is a good thing. And the reverse means you're stuck in stagnation. You haven't come to that realization in your mind that, hey, I need to do better and so I can get to that high place. But he's not there. Mentally, he's not there, and physically, he's not there. He's not moving anywhere. He's just staying stuck in stagnation. Let me show you this illustration. If I can get up here without this camera falling. This is an illustration. I'm going to go way up here. Okay, let me move some stuff. This is an illustration of heaven. It says God's plan of happiness. And then this is the beginning of the first creation when God created people. See? And then he throws down. There's the earth. And then there's the millennium, 1,000 years. That's after he comes. And then here's people at one level. Spirit prison, paradise. This is Judgment Day. See, when you go from earth to Judgment Day, if your your name is not written in the book of life, where do you think you go? He throws you down. This is one of the lowest levels. That's hell. You got different levels of hell here. I don't know if you can see it because of this light here. So you got different levels of hell. And then look at that, a truck going down. Many different levels. Okay, many different levels. And then there's one that's the terrestrial kingdom. And then this is the ultimate heaven where they found their name in the book of life. See, they're standing before Jesus. And then this is when you rise to heaven. That's the celestial kingdom when you go to heaven. But not everybody goes there. Some of you go here, which is in between. And then you have the dark levels where you're thrown to hell and like that. And this is what I talk about. All this, see, from earth here. Some of them didn't even make it to the judgment day. They got thrown straight to hell. So there's a lot of things here. This is a very interesting illustration that I found. I actually found this. But yeah. So anyway, and then it talks about, you can't really see it because of the light, this light here. I have a ring right there. But yeah, when I say that there's different levels, that's exactly what I'm talking about. In the scripture, it says, you know, when you pass over, you go to a place that he has prepared for you. Okay, these are the preparations here before Judgment Day. Okay, so when you die, you're not in heaven yet. You have to still stand before him, you know, and get judged, and then you go to a level, or you're at a level before Judgment Day. So, and that's the second judgment. Okay, and that's not going to come till after Armageddon, when we have an Armageddon here on earth, when he literally comes back and fights the devil, and then all that other stuff happens. It's a lot, and if you don't read the scripture, then you can't possibly know what's coming. So, yeah, that was just that's a very interesting illustration. I actually found that a long time ago. I found that at a thrift store, and I bought it because that's exactly what heaven talks about. Okay, the judgment, again, he's not seeing the true calling of the situation. In the upright, the angel's blasting his horn, and he's saying, wake up, pay attention. I'm trying to tell you, you know, what you need to know. You're in much turbulence. You're in the darkness. You're asleep in the dark in this turbulent water. But now he's in the upright. I have the naked bodies covered, y'all, because I don't want to get striked for anything. So I cover the little naked bodies with tape here. But anyway, that's why my cards look like that. I'm always one step ahead on YouTube. So when in the reverse judgment is literally the angel telling him, wake up, man, you about to go down if you don't wake up. When I was in the reverse, he's in stagnation. He's not paying attention to what the angel is telling him, to what the scriptures say, to what the message is. He's already locked up. Well, you know, how much more does God have to tell you and put on you to say, wake up, man, look at what you've done and look at where you're at. Okay, so he's not realizing that. He's stuck in stagnation. Because he still wants his way or no way. And he's going to remain there mentally, if he don't ever wake up, admit his wrong, that's where he's going to stay mentally. So what's the final outcome for Diddy? Let me reshuffle. Too many cards fell. But I do see him spending more time in jail, and I almost see his life ending there. See, there's the addictions. This is addictions, and he was very addicted to the sex. Now, here's the devil. He's got two people attached to each other and then to him. Again, I got the naked bodies covered up here, but now it's in the reverse, meaning, he's not capable of accessing the sex. Maybe in prison, allegedly he might be, but not the way he was before. So that's come to an end. And then there's a split of him and all the people that he once knew, people that he once loved. It's done. It's over. So I feel like the karmic cycle is over for him. The way he was living is no more, and it's probably never going to come back. He's never going to be the way he used to be. All that musical. There's the tower in the bottom. Unexpected event coming for him. He was like this thief here, stealing people's energy, allegedly. So that's pretty much it for him. I don't feel like, even if he were to get out, I don't feel like he would ever be the same. There won't be no endorsements for him, no more money coming in. People will see him in a whole different way. Now, there are some supporters that support him, but who do you think those people are? There are people that are just like him, allegedly. Okay, I'm going to keep using that word because that's what YouTube wants us to say. But, you know, if you support that type of person, so that, what does that say about you? Okay, what does that say about you? In the end, God has the final say so. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be popular on here. You could be the most famous person in the world. It doesn't matter who you are. God has the final say so. And if you're doing wrong, you're doing wrong, you're going to pay. Plain and simple. It might take 20 years like it took him, or it could happen tomorrow. It just depends on how God wants to work. But it's coming. And there you go. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. This is Jasmine from Magic Tarot Cards. If you want that personal reading, text me, and I'll get back at you. Don't forget, my channel is branded. You do not have permission to use my content, my name, or anything like that. If anyone out there sees my name appear, my channel's name appear in anybody's post or video, do a screenshot of it and then text it to me and report it, because that's illegal. They cannot do that, and I already have a criminal case going. So, and then you can text it to me. It'll be anonymous. You don't have to tell me who you are, but text me that picture, and you can text it to the number down below, because I am going to get all trolls off the YouTube streets. There you go. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.